This was one of very few games to take place today on what was a standing weekend for rearranged fixtures, and at half-time the Gala faithful would have been wishing that this game had fallen victim to the frost. The game was only 3 minutes old when Biggar scrum half Ewan Bogle stroked over a penalty after his forwards had marmalised Gala at a scrum, and he repeated the feat on 7 minutes to give the hosts an early 6-0 lead. The game then huffed and puffed for half an hour, mainly in the Gala half, before the impressive Maurice McDermott scored the first try of the afternoon for the hosts after a period of sustained pressure. Then on the stroke of half-time, ex-Melrose man Andrew Jardine made it to the line after intercepting on halfway, despite a brave chase by young Richie Mitchell. Bogle converted this one and Gala headed into the sheds 18-0 adrift. But whatever was said at half-time seemed to spur the Maroons into action, with the introduction of Eason and Brough also helping the cause. And on 51 minutes, Cammy Pate powered over after Gala's first meaningful foray into Biggar territory. Russell Kerr converted and he duly banged over the extras after Callum Pate's try, which followed some smart play by his centre partner Nicholson. And all of a sudden Gala were right back in it with 17 minutes to play. But Biggar managed to weather the storm despite conceding twice as many penalties as the visitors. And with 2 minutes left, the home standoff Owen McLeish banged over a penalty from 40 metres to end the scoring. So a win for Biggar sees them leapfrog Gala in the table. And for Gala, this probably feels like a point gained rather than 4 points lost, given the predicament at half-time. Final score at Hartree Mill, it's Biggar 21, Gala 14. Angus, bit of a game of two halves that one. First half, Gala never really fired a shot. Was there an element of doubt that the game would be on, and did that get in the heads of the players at all?
It was a wee bit disrupting, to the warm-up, or when we got here, we were out walking the pitch, trying to break it up as much as we can because we're desperate for it to go on. Warm-up and everything went well and still happened to the level that we wanted to. Just when it came out in that first half, I think we got a wee bit of a shock. First game back in 2024, and fair play to Biggar. They fired the shots far quicker. Obviously, the score in the first half, and we didn't do enough to counteract that.
And 18-0 down at half time. What was said in there, because it obviously worked?
Just a lot of anger and frustration, because we know we can play and we could produce something like we did in the second half, and it was just the wee things, wee silly penalties here, there, a few lost line-outs, just a few bad decisions, maybe not like running the lines that were meant to a wee bit flat. Just everything kind of built up in that first half, which didn't allow it. But the second half, we spoke about what we wanted to do, and we came out and did it, but it was just too little too late, I suppose.
And 2 or 3 changes made at half time. The boys that came on, it looked like they made a bit of an impact.
Yeah, like Glenn Brough is carrying, he came on and it's phenomenal. Got every carry I think he was making the gain line, and it just takes maybe one of that player, to really change the way that you're playing. Gives boys in the backs, 9 is better ball and 10 is actually front foot ball instead of being under so much pressure. So it did make a big difference, but we can't allow the first half to happen like that.
And on to old rivals, Melrose on your own patch next week. What might be the kind of work-ons, if you like, the improvements that need to be made from today prior to that game?
I think it will also be a wee bit of patience going forward. In the first half we were attacking the line, but it kind of felt we were all just jointed between our 10s and our carrying forwards. So it's just getting a bit of composure. We do want to play with speed, but you've got to have a wee bit of structure before you do that. So I think it's just that, and line-outs, they did go better in the second half. I think we'd have won more than we lost anyway, so it's a positive. But yeah, just keep going and get back in at Melrose again.